Hey everybody, Jared Dennison here, your favorite Florida realtor, again with another episode of Realities of Real Estate. Today, we're going to be talking about whether you should sell or become a landlord. Okay, so before you sell, what you really need to be asking and what your agent should be asking you is, why are you selling? If you're selling because you need the cash to be able to put the money into another property, or because you simply need to upgrade and are moving completely out of state and don't want to handle property management or anything like that, cool. You should proceed with selling, make sure you net it out and get your cash. However, you might be considering renting out your property. And I would say take a pause here to actually think about whether or not you want to be a landlord, because there can be some benefits that you might not know about. When selling, the first thing, of course, like I said, is you want to ask yourself, why am I selling? If your motivation lines up to where you just want to be rid of that asset and move on, then don't even consider renting or becoming a landlord, because it's not going to make sense. But if you're asking yourself, why am I selling? And the reason is, well, I just want to move to a different area, and you're in the back of the mind saying, I'd really like to keep this house, I just don't know how to hold on to it, then let's talk about potentially becoming a landlord. Both are options. You need to find out what the best one is for you. If you sell, of course, you get immediate profit now. You get to have money in your pocket, or you can roll those profits into a new home. Those are great things. That's going to reduce your future monthly payment, put more money down, leave you some cash to play with or invest with, and help you move on to the next step in your life. However, you also have taken a profit. So as long as you have profit outside of what you rolled into another home, all that leftover money is now part of your taxable income and can come with some pretty negative repercussions of doing so. Plus, you've lost a potential asset that might have made you money for 30, 40 years plus. On the other side, if you think, oh, well, I want to get rid of, or I want to move somewhere, I want to move on, go somewhere else, but I'm also considering whether or not I can hold on to this asset and make it make money for me in the future, then let's explore that. We have programs where we can actually show you the potential rental value of your home compared to your current mortgage payment, show the difference, and use part or all of that difference in income towards your next mortgage payment. Yes, you heard me correctly. That means that right now, if you own a home and you want to buy something else, in many cases, we can actually show what the potential rental income of your current property would be. Or if you have somebody already interested in getting a lease, we can use the difference as income to support buying a better or bigger property, or having more income towards your next purchase while still keeping your home under a property manager or managing it yourself. Now, what are the negatives of that? Number one, you don't get the immediate cash influx that you would have gotten from selling. Number two, there are a lot of intricacies involved in making sure that happens before you can move on to purchasing the other home. But I would argue that you're gonna have intricacies whether you try to sell and buy at the same time or use the rental income to buy. So I would say those are a wash. Another thing you need to consider is the timeline of making sure that that happens and what you want to do with that over time. Immediate cash now from selling can be super helpful, and if you invest properly, it might outpace the amount of money you get from your rent. However, if you rent out your current property, purchase something new, you also can then go into the BRRRR method I've mentioned in previous videos, where you can then refinance that asset, charge it down to the renter, take that cash and buy another property, or use that money to invest somewhere else. So I would just caution you to please consider, when you sit down with a real estate professional, before you list, be sure you explore your option of potentially holding the asset and renting it. And again, this is a larger portfolio and real estate strategy versus just selling and moving on. Most realtors are not going to tell you this because they're only interested in getting your money in their pocket. Being somebody that's focused on people over profit, I want to make sure that your money suits you. Let's put a plan together today. I hope you learned something today. If you're looking to sell, please at least consider the potential of renting out your home. I hope you learned something about both sides. Please feel free to give us a like, a comment, or subscribe on the page, and feel free to share with your friends, family, and anybody else that you know. If you found value today, I'd love to hear back on how I could have improved this for you for the future, or what you'd like to see in future videos. Again, I'm Jared Dennison, your favorite Florida realtor. I look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Realities of Real Estate next week.